Natalie Elphinstone here with
hello
Bethany. We're going to do this video together today. Look, I thought I'd show you a little bit of a technique. I recently just had this card up on the Studio Calico message boards in response to one of the World Card Making Day challenges, and I had lots and lots of questions about how I did the background for this card, so I thought I would just quickly show you how easy it is. I mean, I think it looks pretty, it looks kind of cool, but it's actually really easy, and it's so easy in fact that yesterday when I was showing my other daughter Mariah, who's only 4, she actually came up with this herself. She did this entirely by herself with just me instructing her on what to do, and so I think if a 4-year-old can do it, then it's going to be pretty simple and straightforward. And so today Bethany wanted to also have a go and see if she could do it as well. So I'm essentially going to be showing you, teaching her at the same time, and making this card. Now look, the first step in doing it is that the background is all just watercolours. So, you know, there are lots of different watercolours that you can use. One of the easiest tricks that I use, especially with the girls, is to actually make our own. And the reason I say, or the reason I use this method a lot, is just because I guess a little goes a long way, and that, you know, when I'm crafting with the kids, that I don't need to be, you know, using my really expensive products. And so a really easy way to do it is just, as you can see me doing, I've put lots of water in the little paint palette and then creating my water paints just by adding mist to the water. Now I'm trying to get a few different shades in the same tone here, so we're using all pinks and purples for Bethany today, and she's just going to use a paintbrush, and I'm just using water paper here, and I might just spritz it with water, makes it a bit easier for her. So some came off. So go ahead and just paint that however you'd like, Bethany. The other watercolours that I like to use recently is these peerless watercolour papers that I got from Studio Calico. Today I think I'm going to be just experimenting. I just get a couple of the colours out that I want to use, so we might go with some yellows and oranges.
Cool. This is bad.
And ooh. It's alright, fiddly pink.
The drops.
Oh, you're going way too fast, Bethany. I haven't even got my colours out.
Why?
And purple. And we can use these with a water pen. So I might just give my paper a bit of a spray as well, just to get things started.
It looks cool.
Start off with some yellow. And, you know, there's no, I guess, right or wrong when it comes to watercolours. In fact, it's one of the best things I like about it, is that it's easy just to make little patterns here. So you can see I'm just kind of using almost like a, I don't know, dollar pin action, if you like.
Can I have some more red?
Yeah, you can make some. And we're just getting a bit of a gradient of colours. So here's my pink coming in.
Ooh, it's a bit too much.
So just, if you've got too much, we'll just soak some of the water out of it. And my purple.
Is this the red?
Well, it's not red as such, is it? It's really pink.
I like the red. Pretty pink. So much.
You know, you can always just squirt with a bit more water.
Lots of red. Because red's nice.
And I want lots of pink of mine. some of that orange there.
Yours looks cool.
Well, it's because you put water everywhere. But you know, Bethany, one trick that you can do if you found yourself in that situation is stop adding water and dry it off, and then we can add some more layers.
Okay.
So I've just been drying Bethany's card and given her a couple more colours here so she can keep on playing. Mine's essentially almost all done. I don't really need to sort of go to all the edges because when I then get ready to put this on a card, you know, I guess I'm kind of going to cut off the edges. But the next thing is that to create a little bit more detail, if you like, we want to kind of do what Bethany's doing and do some sort of drips and drops. And you can do that with your different colours. So I might pick up some of Bethany's pink.
I'm mixing the green with the... I'm mixing that with it. It's a drops.
And then you want to go ahead and dry this thoroughly, so don't splash it everywhere. So I'm just going to dry mine and then come back and show you the next little trick for just adding a little bit more texture. Okay, so now that we've gone ahead and dried both of our pieces quite well, because they need to be dry for this next part, because the next part is about adding some embossing powder. Now I'm not going to, I guess you could definitely stamp a design, you know, in your Versamark ink or whatever you would normally use, and then use the embossing powder. But what I was going for was more of a pattern or a texture in the background. So literally what I did was grab a glue pen and just make some random spots, just like this. You do that, and you kind of need to push down a little bit, but not too much. And sprinkle kind of a coordinating colour, so I'm using a pink, or this is called, this is a grapefruit colour. Oops, this is why we work on paper. I'll sprinkle yours.
That's
Yep. You pop the lid on. Good. And let's sprinkle this back into our jar here, because like all things, if you want to add sort of lots of detail and lots of texture, then you kind of want to use more than one colour. So I'm also going to be using a lighter pink. Now this Zing one that I used is an opaque finish, and it dries well, opaque, and you can really see that obviously this pink here in the background. What is harder to see is these kind of clearer ones here, which I've used this pink one here because it doesn't dry with or emboss with an opaque finish. It's kind of became quite translucent, but I think again that it still adds a really sort of nice texture. So go again, and we're going to use this other pink one, and just where my card wasn't quite dry, I'm going to scrape off this excess here. Yeah, that's probably enough.
Well, there. Wait, that's... I like the pink powder. Nice.
And my turn.
Does it turn into that bluey colour?
Yeah, sort of a bluey, purpley, pinky colour.
Lots of colours.
Yeah. Alright, now obviously I'm just going to go ahead and heat emboss this, and I won't subject you to that noise. Alright, so we're all embossed. You can see that nice raised bubbly design there now. And then the next little thing that I added was some sequins. So Bethany's going to be using some blue sequins. So you just need a tiny little bit of that wherever you want a sequin. Yeah, and then chuck one on. Yep, that way. Yep. So stick some down. Go. Just do it a few drops at a time, or I'll do a few drops at a time.
What's he doing?
Somebody's come to join us. I'm going to be sticking some yellow
While I wait for my
and red sequins on mine.
10, I'm going to... Yeah, you can play on that, Mariah.
So there you go. See it coming together now. And then all I've done in the end is obviously just stick a die cut, in this case a deer, on top. So you could put whatever you wanted, you know, a sentiment or a cutout image or a wood veneer or basically anything now. This was just about creating sort of a background pattern. So we're going to go ahead and create our cards, and then we'll come back and we'll show you how it all finished up. So there you go, we've pretty much just quickly finished off our cards just by cutting them down to shape, putting them onto just a plain white card base. Bethany's decided to embellish hers with a couple of wood veneer butterflies, and I know I've done similar with some, you know, a scrap of vellum that I had cut butterflies out of, obviously, and then just cute little banners down the bottom. One last little thing that on my card in here that I've done is actually just add a tiny little drop of liquid pearls in between my sequins. So Bethany's just going to finish off her card by doing that. But there you go, quick and fun, totally fun background colour, and then you can make whatever you want on top of it. Thanks for joining with us today.